doTERRA in Europe, and in Europe we have a bit of a resistance working with network marketing, and that's the reason why I sat down and I wrote a book about building doTERRA, but do it with your heart, and how building doTERRA can actually help you to grow into who you are meant to be. And now I have 20 minutes to give you a little bit of an idea what this is about. So, I'm a mom of 3 and a happy wife of a nice husband. Together we live in the Netherlands, but I am not Dutch, I am actually German. And I don't know if you know what they say about us Germans. We have no sense of humor. None. Dutch are very direct. I'm living there now since 15 years, so that means I'm basically also Dutch now. And I was really surprised when they invited me to come here to talk to you. Do they know what they are doing? I don't know. We will see. Okay. This is Amsterdam. There's one funny thing about the Dutch people. They love riding their bikes. They love it. So when you go to Amsterdam, you see a lot of bikes there. If you now think a lot of bikes, you have no idea what I am talking about. You have no idea what I'm talking about. They are so happy with their bikes that even the king and the queen are riding their bikes. I thought I'd show you this to you. This is the security. See? It's real, it's not Photoshop. And even here, that's our prime minister. He's arriving for a visit, and see what he's doing? He's locking his bike at the palace. So there's also a saying about the Dutch: trust in God, but always lock your bike. So if you're wondering why I'm standing here, where we are talking about essential oils, and I'm talking about bikes, so what is this crazy lady doing there? I have a story to tell. And it has to do with something that might be a bit painful for the Americans, I'm sorry, but it's a good story. Tour de France. You know that? It's a major event in Europe. It has used to be a major event for the Americans too. Sadly, it's not. But well, there are second chances, right? So there's this other country that really never ever blinked out in the Tour de France, and those are the British. They literally never had any chance to win the Tour de France, never, just never. They measured that good in not winning that even bike companies didn't want to sell their bikes to them anymore. That's true. So, one other thing about the British is that something that we all have in common. We all don't like change. We don't like it. No, we like to be in our comfort zone, right? I like to be in my comfort zone. So being here now is actually far out of my comfort zone. But okay, that's what you have to do if you feel that you have a mission. And I'm sure that everyone who's sitting here knows that there's something that you have to do, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, now, but what about the bikes? Well, the British, they really wanted to win. And they decided in 2003 that they get a new manager. And that manager was a smart man. He knew that the British didn't want to change. So he said, we just go and we change everything we do by just one tiny percent. Just one tiny. So they looked at the saddle of the bikes, they looked at the frame, they looked at the tires, but they didn't stop there. They even looked at the cushions, no wait, we're in America, the pillows that they used to sleep on, the mattresses, and they brought them to the hotels. They looked at their training schedule, and the food, the muscle rub that they used, everything that they could find, they just twitched it a tiny bit and made it a bit better. So actually they didn't even realize that they were changing, but on the long run, they were. So in daily life, making a 1% difference in your life, it does almost not affect you, but on the long run, you will see results. So they were planning on winning the Tour de France. This is Team Sky, and they won the Tour de France almost, 6 times. They were 1 time defeated by the Italians. by just changing everything they did by just 1 tiny percent. So what does that have to do with us? When we want to go and be successful and go and build doTERRA, we see all the successful ones. And we think we have to be like them. I'm going to eat raw food all day, every day. I'm going to run every day, like 5 miles. This is not going to happen, because we like to stay in our comfort zone. We can't make that change. And then we think, so then we fail, and then we look in the mirror and we think, I'm a failure. We don't see our beauty anymore. We don't know who we are and what we can be. We only measure on what we can't reach instead of looking at what we have. But do you remember how that has been when you were small? When you were small, I know that I looked into the mirror and I knew, I'm going to change the world. Oh yeah, I knew it, I just knew it. And I'm sure that all of you had this feeling. You are born into this life to make something out of it. You are born into this life to make the best out of it that you can be. As a child, you knew that you were a raw diamond. This is how raw diamond looks like. This is a very rare blue diamond, raw. And you just knew it, you had it inside of you. But then life happened, and you started to believe, your brain created pathways, what Amanda just said, and we were used to think in those pathways, so we started to believe what people say to us. And we didn't see ourselves anymore as the one who's going to make it. So what do we have to do? We have to go back and take the time and find that girl, find that young boy again, that knew that there's something that we have to do. And what do children do every day? They live in the moment. That's why a toddler can smile while the tears are still on their face. So, but you cannot go out and say, from now I'm going to live in the moment every day and every minute. It's not going to work. But what you can do is every time when you hold an oil in your hand, no matter what you're going to do with this oil, you open the bottle and you just take that one tiny moment to live in the moment. It's just one tiny percentage of being in the moment, not more, that's it. You feel everything that is in that moment now. You smell, you feel yourself, just take that one. Or who of you is using On Guard hand wash? Yeah, every time when you go and you use that bottle, you take that moment when you wash your hands to really feel the water. Feel it. Just that short moment. And then you are in the moment. And let it accumulate over time. Because every day is a new beginning. Don't let yourself be defined about what has happened now in your life. Every day you have the chance to start new again. Every day you can even change your mind. It's perfectly okay to change your mind. You are free. Yeah, don't think too much. And that it doesn't say don't think. It says don't think too much, because if you think too much about anything, you will just not reach anything. And someone else has the same idea. That's how it happens. So there are people who have the same idea at the same time. So someone else is going to have the same idea, and they will just go and do it. And you are like, oh dang it was my idea. Don't think too much. Just go and take some risks. Think about it. It's now or never. Just one life. Now or never. Yeah, just do it. Take some risks and go and say yes to new adventures. You never know who you're going to meet at the end of the road. It could be a new rock star builder. And universe comes and offers you. We live in a beautiful universe that wants you to succeed. And offers will come to you. Take those chances. And this one is really important. To have your battery full, you have to stay in the light. That means if a situation doesn't feel good, if a conversation doesn't feel good, if a relationship doesn't feel good, or if a workplace doesn't feel good, you have to act. You have to stay in the light to have your battery full, so that you are full of energy and you can go and in the world and be who you are meant to be. Use your oils. They open your receptors and they will help you to push through. And don't ever let anyone steal your light. Never. I have a very, very short exercise for you, and if you want to, we can do it together. If you want to know more about this, please Google Amy Cuddy and her TED Talk. It's about how body language can actually change how you feel. Did you know that if you feel bad and you just force yourself into a smile and you hold it long enough, your body will start to feel good. Now, some of us have serious problems in smiling. I'm smiling. So what you can do, do we have a pen? Oh, yes. You just take a pen. I'm sorry. 2 minutes a day is enough to raise your endorphins. Use your oils, take that pen. Take a power position. That's what Amy Cuddy is talking about. This is the winner's position. Everyone who wins something major does this, but even people who are blind, who have never seen anyone else doing this, they do this. So that might be a little bit too much. We can't go from here to here. That's impossible. We don't like to change. But what we can do is do something very small. We can go into the superwoman position. It's also Superman position. And then you can go get an electric toothbrush. What's she talking about? Because it has a 2-minute timer. So in the morning, when you go into the bathroom, you take your electric toothbrush. You take one of the rank oil blends that are in my book. Sorry, I have to do a little bit of selling, right? You inhale that oil, you take your toothbrush, you do the On Guard toothpaste on that toothbrush, and you go into the power position in front of the mirror, and you go for 2 minutes. Right? 1% change. No one wants you to do more than that. It's just, how many? 5? Oh, easy. Just 1% change. And you know what? If you have a problem, don't go to anybody else than to yourself. Well, of course you can talk to your mom, your dad, and your best friend, but often it doesn't really help. What really does help is go and make contact with yourself. Enjoy the silence and let that little girl, that little boy come up, because they're still there, and remind you of who you are. Love. That's who we all are. Love actually is like the magic fairy dust. If you do everything every day with a little bit of love sprinkled on top, your life is going to change, and the life of the people that you are going to meet will change. But well, we said not everything is possible, just 1%. So what you are going to do the next time when you pay somewhere, either with money or with credit cards, look that person in the eye and make soul-to-soul contact. And don't even say it loud, but just wish for them to have a happy life. That's just 1%. You can do that, it's easy. Find her. She's still there. The one that lived in the moment and could just enjoy life, like life is meant to be. And you know what she would have done with all the experience that have happened to you in your life? All the bad things, all the drama, all the terrible things, she would have taken those and shaped that diamond. Because that is what life does to us. It shapes us, not to break us, but to make us perfect, how we are born. just 1% of change. Who is with me and is going to brush their teeth every month? And let's do that, just 1%. Okay, I take this now as a promise. Everyone who's raising their hands now is going to promise from tomorrow on to brush your teeth in a power position and smile. Everyone who did not raise your hands, you are going to promise me now that you are going to make the money exchange into an exchange of love. Right? Awesome. You are not brushing your teeth. Imagine what is going to happen if we all take the chance and let our light shine. You and you and you and you. You are already shining. The world starts to shine. And then it's not only about me or you, it's about everyone. And we actually go and change the world. And that actually is what we are doing with doTERRA. We are literally changing the world, so let's do it.